Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Jackie. Thank you so much for clicking on this video, and as the title may suggest, I'm doing a long overdue, I suppose, life update and update on my weight loss. So as some of you may or may not know, I was on the pen. So I was on Mounjaro and then I moved to Wegovy. So I had a lot of success. I lost about 6 stone in total. I'll add this video to my playlist, and I'll also link the playlist if I can work out how to do that. But in December, so I was on Mounjaro from November 24 till I can't remember, about August I think of 25, and I lost about 5 stone. And then I lost another stone with Wegovy, which I was on, oh gosh, I can't remember. I can't remember my dates. I do have it written down on my phone. I should have checked it. But yeah, so basically, whatever the situation, I was on injectables for about a year. Between Christmas and New Year, it was about I think actually, was it New Year's Eve? Either New Year's Eve or the day before New Year's Eve, I woke up at 3 a.m. in agony. And when I say agony, I mean like the most pain I've ever been in my whole life. And it was all in like my stomach area. So I thought maybe it was acid reflux. So I took some of my medication. That didn't work. I went downstairs. I couldn't sit. I couldn't stand. I could hardly walk. I felt like I was going to pass out. It was awful. So after about 45 minutes, my husband woke up. I didn't want to wake him up because I didn't want to disturb him, but it was getting serious. So he called an ambulance. Ambulance came. I went to hospital. They thought I was going to need emergency surgery because the ambulance crew, who was so lovely, by the way, and this is where people slag off the NHS, but this is where the NHS, you know, in an emergency, they will come and they will help you. But that's not what this video is about. So I went to A&E. I wasn't rushed in, as in I didn't go into like the emergency section. I went into the main waiting room. They gave me morphine and gas and air whilst I was here, and I continued on gas and air till I got to the hospital. I was then seen by someone. They couldn't get any blood out of me, so I had to wait for the A&E doctor to actually take blood by ultrasound. The pain kind of subsided after an hour or so. Once I'd had the morphine and the gas and air, then the vomiting started, so I had to keep rushing to be sick, which is a very small A&E department. Everyone can hear what's going on, and everyone looked very sorry for me when I came out, so it was a bit embarrassing, but I couldn't help it. It was do it in there or do it in their face. But when I say vomiting, I mean like, sorry, excuse the description, but I mean like projectile vomiting. I was there for a very long time. I think I got to A&E about 6 a.m. My husband came and picked me up at about 1:30 in the afternoon. So ultimately, A&E was very busy. I wasn't deemed an emergency, which I do understand. And because the pain had gone, the doctor at A&E just said, well, we'll refer you for an ultrasound. At that point, I'd already made an appointment with Bupa for the next day. So I got my discharge letter, which I uploaded to the Bupa app, because I'm fortunate enough to have Bupa through my work, private healthcare. And that's where that journey kind of started. So they referred me to a consultant who I saw in the January, so towards the end of January. I went through various tests. I had to have an MRI, I had to have a colonoscopy, and I had some bloods taken, other samples done. So the colonoscopy, I had a colonoscopy and something else, so the camera up and the camera down. Now they use a different camera, you'll be pleased to know, for each. It wasn't pleasant, but yeah. Oh, I had ultrasound as well, because the doctor obviously thought it was possibly gallstones. Now both my parents have gallstones. My mum had her gallbladder removed, my dad has not. Touch wood, he manages everything by diet, etc. But when I saw the consultant, I stopped. my injectables. I didn't want to do it anymore. He did say that it's not a cause of gallstones and pancreatitis and stuff, but it is a trigger because you lose so much weight so quickly, your body goes into shock, and that's when you start getting these problems. So it's not that they give you those things, but they are a consequence. The gallstones and that are a consequence of taking the injectables. So in the meantime, when I was having my colonoscopy and my other one, I had that. I was so lucky. I had it done in a private hospital. It was amazing. The treatment was superb. So nice. So she took my blood pressure and it was very high. So we put it down to the stress of the situation. However, having since tested my blood pressure, that is now another problem that I have. That's nothing to do with the injectables. That's just me. I think I run off stress. I actually took my blood pressure not so long ago, and when I googled what a mistake, what my blood pressure was and was that high, it basically told me I was pretty much in stage 3 hypertension and needed to go to A&E immediately. I didn't go to A&E. I put the machine away, panicked, and haven't touched it again. So basically the outcome was I don't have gallstones, I don't have pancreatitis. I've only had the pain, I say only, I've had it twice. I had it once in January, once on Good Friday, and it only lasted an hour. I took some sort of paracetamol and it went away, but all the time it was happening. Obviously it's horrendous. It's so painful. It was agony. But I haven't had it again. Touch MDF, I haven't had it again. And I hope that I don't. If I have it every 4 months, which is kind of how it's going at the moment. I didn't have it in January, sorry, I had it in December. So I have it every 4 to 5 months for an hour. I suppose I could cope with that, but I mean, it was pretty horrible. And it's scary because you don't know what's happening. So ultimately the upshot is, of all my tests, I don't have anything detectably wrong with me. So I don't have cancer, I don't have gallstones, I don't have pancreatitis. And when I say I don't have gallstones, everybody has gallstones, but they're not flaring up all the time, so it's not deemed a problem. So yeah, so the consultant diagnosed me with post-infection IBS. So my infection markers were up at various times, not a concerning amount, but I was supposed to have some more blood tests and stuff done, but I haven't had them done. That's my fault, not the doctor's fault. Having blood taken is so traumatizing for me because my veins just do not give up blood and it hurts. I get stabbed about, then they tell me they can't do it, I have to go to a different place, and it's just a faff. So when I have to give blood, I really don't like to do it. So yeah, so that is me. That's what I've been going through for the last 6 months now ish, 6-7 months. I'm fine, I'm okay, I'm doing okay. I haven't, as I said, had my injectables, any kind of injectables, since January. I have put on weight. I've probably put on around half a stone or so, or probably a bit more, near a stone now. The food noise has come back, the uncontrollable eating has come back. I've tried so hard, but I do just feel now at this point I am going to go back onto the injectables. So there's 2 ways I can look at it. I've been testing my blood pressure and it is high. So through the NHS, and I'm not promoting going, costing the NHS money because I'm overweight and can't control myself. So I just noticed my hair again is so wild. I don't know why. I don't have much, but it's just like crazy all the time. It's my fault partly that I'm overweight. So why should the NHS invest money in me? Like, I do get it. For something that people feel I could control. I do understand, but it's not that easy. Being overweight, obesity is considered a disease, and it is hard to control. It's easy for some people, it's hard for others. Okay, we've all been there, I'm sure. So yeah, I need to speak to my GP because Bupa does not support any weight loss medication or surgery. Now, I don't want surgery. I know, sorry, my cat's just come flying upstairs. I don't want surgery. That's not an option for me. It's not something that I want. So it would be injectables again, possibly some sort of therapy, which I can do through Bupa, get counselling and things through Bupa. But in terms of injectables, I'd have to pay. So I am going to speak to my GP. I meant to ring them today and I've forgotten, so I guess I'll wait till next time. But if you have one condition plus a BMI over, I think it's 35, which I most certainly do, you can get Wegovy, I think, prescribed through the NHS. So I didn't like Wegovy. I didn't find that it was as effective, but is it more effective than doing nothing? Probably. I maintained my weight on Wegovy, and I think I lost about half a stone maybe in the whole time that I was taking it for about 3-4 months, I think. So yeah, it isn't as effective. The other option is that I pay and I just do Mounjaro, and I pay for it, and I've worked out I can get 3 months supply for about £500. So what I was thinking of doing is doing a full month at the lowest dose, 2.5 milligrams, and then going up and doing a full month's dose so injecting every week, and then when I get, that's 5 milligrams, and then when you get to 7.5 milligrams, doing every other week. Now, maintenance dosing is a thing. They do recommend it, but they don't normally recommend it so early on in your journey, because the effects of the medication only last a week. But obviously the longer you do it, the more you kind of have stored up in your system, I suppose. So that is an option for me. Or I just pay for it monthly. But the one thing I am going to have to do if I want to do it, which I really do, because I feel like my blood pressure has got worse because I've put weight back on, I'm eating unhealthily, I'm eating too much of the wrong thing, and I can feel it in myself. Or I just pay for it monthly, but that means I'm going to have to cut back on other things. Now, you naturally cut back on food shopping when you are on injectables because you aren't picking and you aren't eating so much. And I need to cut back on the crap that I buy on Amazon. I need to cut back on the general rubbish that I buy anyway. That's something I was really good at, and then recently I've been very bad at buying stuff on Amazon. But there's stuff that I have needed to purchase, but yeah, it needs to stop. So one thing I'm going to do to try and get some more money in the bank is I need to go through and re-photograph and re-upload all my stuff that I have on Vinted. I mean, the thought of doing it absolutely throws me into a depressive state. However, I need to do it because I feel like the way I've got it on there now, it's not drawing any attention, and if I re-upload, then it's going to push it to the top of people's things, so that might help. I also am a bit fed up with Vinted and people just ghosting me. It's very annoying. But anyway, Vinted is a whole another situation, whole another video. That's not what this video is about. Focus, Jackie. So yeah, so those are my options. With my blood pressure, it is a concern. It's been a concern for a while and I've ignored it, but it's getting to the point where I can't really, so I get things like numbness in my fingers. I'll get, my vision is affected. So even if someone's telling me something and I'm getting stressed, I can feel my vision start to go. I keep trying to pass out all the time. Yeah, it's really not good. So I really do need to do something about it. And I will. And this today would have been perfect because I'm not required anywhere. But I just genuinely forgot. The time ran away with me, and now I know there's not going to be any appointments today. So yeah, so I will work on that. But yeah, that is it, guys. So that's pretty much what's been happening in my life. I'm going to change the name of this playlist to Weight Loss Wednesdays. I might not be able to upload every Wednesday because like it's difficult to film on a Tuesday for stuff for Wednesday. I'm not into the vlog style type videos, so I don't want to have to rely on like capturing everything that I do. just because I love filming videos, I love chatting, I love your comments, I love interacting with you guys, but I really don't want it to be like an invasive thing where I've always got my camera out, because I want to like enjoy my time and what I'm doing. So yeah, so whilst I'm happy to share things with you, share updates, etc., I don't want to get into the reliance of having a camera all the time or filming everything, or I don't want that on my friends and family either. So I will possibly build up some content about it and then schedule it, so that you're not missing out, or I'll just do it on an ad hoc basis. So I'm in the process of deciding what I'm going to do, and then looking at providers, because I think with the NHS route they're going to say, we'll try medication first. I don't want to be taking blood pressure medication, because you have to take it pretty much for the rest of your life, and I don't want that either. So yeah, so that is it, guys. Please comment below, let me know how your weight loss journeys are going. I know a few of you have commented and shared it with me, and I really love hearing about it. So I hope you're all doing very well. I hope you're all safe, happy, and living your best lives. Please comment, please like, please subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.